Bud Getz was a coach of mine when I played football here at Lebanon High.
Bud was the captain for Henry Houck, and I was the captain for Harding.
He was my grandpa. He was a really caring man.
He became kind of a mentor to me.
One of the biggest influences I had when I came here as a teacher.
Coach Getz had a profound impact on my life.
When I think about him, the biggest thing that comes to mind is Lebanon.
Bud Getz grew up on the north side of town. He spent his entire life here in the city of Lebanon.
He loved this place. That's all he cared about. That's all he talked about. Lebanon sports, the school district itself, the city itself, the kids, everyone.
Bud Getz spent the next 35 years of his life coaching. He worked at the high school in the in-school suspension room and then at the middle school as a disciplinarian.
Unfortunately, when I was young, I used to get in trouble a lot, so I would always constantly end up being in his office.
He was kind of a little intimidating, you know. He ran that school and everyone tried to stay out of his office.
He intimidated a lot of people. Some of them just didn't know who he was as a person. He was really sweet, gentle, his family especially.
He always used to say this is not our house, it's our home. And there were always, and I mean always, people at their house. Frequently during football season, the entire defensive team would be over to his house and he would feed them. And those types of things him and his wife did for maybe 25 years.
He became more than a coach, and I think he became that for a lot of guys. I think he was also known as a motivator as well. It's like a Coach Getz on the clock and a Coach Getz off the clock. But I think both of those characters or people or roles that he played in people's lives all came together.
He's very much a helper. He liked to help out a lot, help a lot of people if they really needed it. But he still also made sure that you worked for that.
He epitomized tough love, you know. He'd be the first one to correct you when you were wrong, but he'd also be the first one to pick you back up, congratulate you, and tell you how much he loved you.
What he represented to me was somebody who maximized the sport as a tool for developing himself and other men.
He had an energy that was unmatched. He was fierce, but at the same time, you know, when he needed to be gentle, he was.
There's some people who often think that football is nothing but yelling. He wasn't just all yelling. There was a lot of teaching and a lot of ways of setting high expectations and then challenging people and challenging kids.
His legacy is that. It's caring about the kids. It's instilling that hard work and work ethic in them. It's the old school, you know, get here, get your job done, go to work, be successful. And I think that's basically what we're trying to emulate here.
The new weight room has a lot of value to it. When I was coaching, we had a small weight room. We didn't have a whole lot of weights to deal with. We didn't have a lot of stations. It becomes a point where you have to be more competitive with all the schools we're competing against.
It benefits our students and it helps develop healthy habits, gets them into a routine of being healthy, exercising. For our athletes, it makes them bigger, stronger, faster. It'll help them compete. But most importantly, it can help prevent injuries.
We want to make sure that our kids understand how to take care of themselves, how to grow up functional, how to be strong, how to avoid a nursing home, you know, all those types of things that you don't really think about.
Physical education teachers will be using the new weight room and incorporating their curriculum, getting the students in shape, teaching them the basics and the foundations of weightlifting.
We'll be able to have this double in the winter as an extra space for us to move and run in, pushing sleds, moving, running, doing speed, flexibility, mobility exercises. That's going to be huge for us.
We're really excited about having a turf field in the middle of the weight room that we can use for any kind of drills, but most specifically using the sleds. So we're not going outside, we're not using these sleds on our new turf or out in the grass.
We hope to have 10 new weight training racks. The way it's set up, you can do 90% of all the stuff you need to get done at one station. Power blocks, which are basically dumbbells, bench, squat, power clean, deadlift, plyometrics, high pull, lat row, low row. This will be a state-of-the-art facility that'll rival any team in the state.
Donating for the weight room isn't just a donation for equipment or for our athletes and our students or faculty to use, but it's in a community investment.
We want this to be a source of pride for everybody, and we want to make sure that we have everything that we need for our kids to be successful.
What it does is it connects a character and a person and a spirit of achievement and effort through Coach Getz.